Okay. I'm speaking to you on April the 23rd, 2024. And it is the day of St. George. St. George is the patron saint of England. He's the patron saint of scouts and also of soldiers. He also happens to be the patron saint of Catalonia as well. And we remember the call of Henry V in Agincourt, Britain. He shouted out, "The George for England." It was a rallying cry for the soldiers. We are very lucky, those of us who have not only got our home country, for me, England. I grew up just outside London and spent all 70 years of my life in England before going to Beach Up in Poland and then coming here to Gran Canaria. So England was, for most of my life, my home. And it was a place I was born, and I'm very proud to be from England, and I thank God for all the many wonderful memories I've got, not only of England, but of all the wonderful people from England who gave so much to me in so many ways in my life. But of course, I'm also very blessed because I have been the guest in Poland for 9 years and now here in Spain, in the Canary Islands, in Las Palmas, in Gran Canaria. So I am triply blessed, aren't I? So just to say, let's be very grateful for the countries from which we come from and the countries where we are guests. Um, and we have a special place in our hearts for those countries. Just to go back to St. George, usually when we think about patron saints, we might realize that there's a lot of myths about them. Very often they were, as George was 1700 years ago. So we really know very little about him. We believe that St. George was a Roman soldier who was martyred for his faith. He was asked to give up his Christian faith to worship the emperor, and he refused, and he was killed because of that. Um, but there's also legends about him fighting against the dragon, and there's also other famous legends in other countries about what St. George got up to. But he was obviously a hero, and hence we come to remember him. And I suppose we try to see what is there we can learn from St. George. Well, perhaps we can learn a sort of steadfast devotion and steadfastness, keeping at it. I think it's such an important characteristic for all of us. And then, of course, there was the courage that he was told to give up his belief, but he was courageous enough to say, no, no, this is what I believe, and I am willing even to die for what I believe. So we remember his bravery. And I suppose he's become associated with sort of chivalry. Knights were called to think of St. George as they um, rode out to face whatever they had to face, and they were very brave, and yet they were called to be chivalrous and kind and selflessness in the way in which they treated their enemies. So let's give thanks for the countries from which we come, the countries to which we have come and where we are guests in those countries. And let us give thanks for all the saints, and especially today, give thanks for St. George and for his courage and his chivalry. Let us try and follow with his courage and steadfastness. Also, actually, today is the birthday of Shakespeare. So, in some parts of the world, we will be reading and bits of Shakespeare. God bless you. Continue to be the wonderful person you are. Continue to be steadfast and to have courage. And remember, important, you are precious and you are not so. Bless you.